Welcome back to Snetterton, round 2 of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship about to get underway. And starting on pole position for this one will be Sam Priest. He'll be, I think, thinking that he has a point to prove after being bumped down the results after that inadvertent contact on Nick Sanderson in race number 1. And Nick with unfinished business as well. So it's Priest and Sanderson on the front row of the grid. Kevin Sterling, who is there in shot, the white and blue car, lines up third. Fourth on the grid, Simon Horrobin, then Jamie Going and Nathan Edwards. Aaron Thompson, round 1 winner on row 4. Lee Dendy Sadler is next. Second group of cars headed by Class D pole man Alistair Kellett from John Cooper. Class A pole is Peter Dendy Sadler, and Class B pole goes to Kieran White. Classes A, B and D starting in a separate group behind the faster Class C cars. We are seeing more and more drivers coming into Class D. I think maybe next year that will be the dominant class in terms of numbers. Here we go, lights out, and it looks like a good start. I'm looking right the way down the grid to see that everybody gets away, which they do. And it's the orange and blue car of Sam Priest that goes down into riches for the first time. Alongside is Nick Sanderson, but Simon Horrobin makes a great start. Simon Horrobin from 4th, tucks in on the inside, and up from 7th to 4th goes Aaron Thompson. This is the view from Alistair Kellett, the Class D winner in race number 1, and they're coming up into the hairpin. There's contact on Jamie Going, who half spins round. 2 other cars involved with that, and there's a collision with a Class D car. I think it's John Cooper. Peter Dendy Sadler passes Jess King on the inside. Now there are very clearly 3 cars involved there. Jamie Going had the spin. Nick Sanderson was involved as well, and I think Nick Sanderson had a bit of momentum from Nathan Edwards, and maybe Nathan was perhaps unsighted, but that I think is going to be a safety car, because we've got a badly damaged car in the middle of the track at the hairpin, and it's a 3-mile lap, but it would take a big effort for the rescue crews to get that cleared before the cars come around, and the lap here is 2 minutes 15 seconds or thereabouts. And there's the safety car, which is scrambled and ready to clear up the 2 cars, John Cooper and Jamie Going. So that will slow things down and eat it. Oh, in fact, the red flag's out. So race stoppage. The marshals on site have advised race control on a race stoppage. Normally we have a 20-minute race. Here's a replay of what happened. Jamie Going gets turned around. The blue car is Nick Sanderson. There was momentum as well from Nathan Edwards. We didn't see the run-up to that. And then John Cooper goes in. Damage doesn't look bad there, but you watch the other side. Look at that. Look at the damage on Cooper's car. It's game over for the Simply Car salesman. Such a shame, moving up into Class D. Well, ready for the restart here. Time to do it all again. Sam Priest gets away well. Nick Sanderson away too. Are we going to see a good start from Simon Horrobin? They're all the way under the grid. Keep your eyes on the second car, the second Specialised Motorsport car, the orange machine, right of shot. Simon Horrobin was 3rd. Well, it's not as good a start for him. Aaron Thompson's up into 4th. Horrobin was 3rd, remember, on the first start. Let's hope they all get through the hairpin okay. Here's the view from Luke Bannister. 2nd place in his first outing in Class B. Kieran White taking the race win. There in 77 is David Pugh. You'll see that car in the Junior Championship in our sister programme, BRSCC, also running the Fiesta Junior programme. And here's the view from Peter Dendy Sadler. Jessica King up front at the moment. PDS looking for another Class A win and looking to succeed James Stiles and Ian Scruton, double champion Ian Scruton as Class A champion. Before that it was David Elsom and John Langridge who were champions. A little bit of a wide moment there for John Batesman, running wide out of Agostini. And here's the view from Peter Dendy Sadler. John Bateman is Peter Dendy Sadler's only rival in Class A, but the Pinnaker machine of Nick Sanderson coming under pressure. Simon Horrobin makes the move, goes through. Nathan Edwards right behind Sanderson now, and Nathan and Nick had a really good race in race number 1, both of them recovering. Nathan with that, I think, self-induced spin coming down into Murray's, and of course Nick having had that contact from Sam Priest. And just to clarify what happened on the results, the race officials looked at it, said it was avoidable, and Sam Priest got put back in the results. 21-second penalty, which is an odd number, but essentially what they did was placed him behind Nick Sanderson, which is, when that sort of thing happens, is a fair thing to do. So Sam Priest here is proving the point that he probably could have won the race perhaps anyway. He had a good race, didn't he, with Aaron Thompson. Thompson getting the better of him, beating him fair and square in race number 1, but here Sam Priest is away. Aaron Thompson in third. Here's the view from Luke Bannister once again, looking at Kieran White, who's in front. And this is a terrific entry-level formula, and you can come in, there's a ladder, so you can spend a long time in this championship. You can race in Class A or B with the SIs or the Zetec S, pick up a very competitively priced race car, and there are people in the paddock that will help you out with it, and there are a fair number of those cars available, and you can race those. If you do well, you can start off, say, in Class B, which is the 1400s, then move into the 1800s, then maybe move into the STs, and ultimately perhaps go for the Zetec S, which is growing in numbers. Although at the moment, as you've seen, the STs, the Class Cs, are the main class, the faster class that starts at the front of the grid. So you can use it as an opportunity. We've had a lot of drivers move out of the Fiesta Championship up into other forms of racing, into Clio Cup, for example, over the years. Andy Neat going back into touring cars this year as well, racing in the Third Works Honda. And Andy was the Class A champion back in 2006. We've got Mike Bushell, who raced touring cars last year, was a front runner in this championship as well, and he's moved into Clio. So it's a very good stepping stone into other things, if that's what you want it to be. If you want it just to be your weekend's racing with no pressure to move up the ladder, then you'll find a great home in this championship too. And you can pick up more information at brscc.co.uk. But the race leader is Sam Priest coming into Brundle. Aaron Thompson now into second. So Thompson here looking like it's his potentially 2 podia, a win and another podium for him in the first weekend. They've got a long way to go. Kevin Sterling is there in third, then Simon Horrobin, Nick Sanderson, followed by Nathan Edwards. And our junior graduates really showing the pedigree of the Fiesta Junior Championship. And it's wonderful to see the progress that those guys are making and how well they've slotted into the Senior Championship. Through goes the race leader, though, Sam Priest. Priest picked up fastest lap. Shame to see the car of John Cooper disappearing. Cooper got fastest lap in Class D in race number 1. So Alistair Kellett certainly not having things his own way, pretty much like last year with David Nye and David Abbott. I think that's Sagir Hussain having problems in 44 and just keeping clear. Maybe he'll get fired up again, but we go back to the race leaders, and in fact second place car of Aaron Thompson, Kevin Sterling, Simon Horrobin, then Nick Sanderson. The Pinnaker machine starting to put pressure on the Specialised Motorsport boss Simon Horrobin. Simon, another driver who did have a little dabble in the Clio Cup on the touring car package, but now running a successful team here. 3 retirees so far in this race. We've got David Pugh off as well, Jamie Going and John Cooper obviously from the first start, and Aaron Thompson's got his mirrors full here of Kevin Sterling. So Sterling will try and close down the Romford based youngster, and there's Horrobin and Nick Sanderson still pretty much at it. Horrobin running in 4th place at the moment. Priest's fastest lap, 2 minutes 17.173. So Sam Priest actually improving on his lap time from race number 1, albeit by a tenth or so. So we look at Alfonso Skritska chasing Ryan Falconbridge. So down into Nelson Brundle Complex, you'll see a flash of the race leader go through. Aaron Thompson still there in second, Kevin Sterling in third. Some of the other runners closer than they were in race number 1 here. Sterling, as you can see, Saltire by his name on the rear window of the car, indicating that he's a Norfolk-based Scot. And here comes that battle into Murray's once again. Thompson still there. Sterling, Horrobin, then Sanderson, Edwards, Falconbridge, Skritska, Oram Jones is next up. Then it's Miles Baker, big Mr. Whippy on there for Lee Dendy Sadler in the number 11, and we saw that car off into the gravel at the start of race number 1, and Lee rejoins as we go in car once again with Luke Bannister, and Luke putting the pressure here on Kieran White. Now this is just to show you, this is Class B, and what a fantastic race we've got. Two very even matched cars and drivers. Bannister took second position in race number 1 but had the fastest lap, and those two guys at it again. There is the 44 car of Sagir Hussain. Jess King, who took a great podium in race number 1, is there as well. So we've got the ST about to be challenged by Jess King, one of the lady racers. We've got a good amount of lady racers in the championship this year, and that's, I think, 4 lady racers in this particular race. We'll come back to that in a minute. Stuart Robbins in 00. Stuart, who raced in Class B last year and took several wins. Best position overall was 19th in a class win, which was at Silverstone earlier on in the season. So Jess King there running at the moment in second position in Class D, and I was starting to say before the break about the number of lady races we got in the championship now. Jess King, Dana Freeman, Laura Chappell all racing in Class D, and if we look back, we've got a cracking scrap on here in Class B. In car with Luke Bannister. Up ahead is Kieran White, who won the class in race number 1, and it's so close between the pair of them. Off goes Lee Dendy Sadler. So Lee joins David Pugh in being the second retirement of the restart. Jamie Going and John Cooper, of course, off first time, and Bannister and White having a superb drive here. Superb race between the pair of them. Bannister's going to have a look down the inside. White's left the door open. Bannister working hard to try and hang on to it, but there's a wider line there for Kieran White, who wants to try and make it a double class win here at Snetterton. This is great driving and racing between the pair of them, and if you see the outfield shot, both drivers newcomers to racing, actually even passing some of the Class D runners. Both of these guys have got the yellow square with the black cross, which is not a target, although there was a Scottish XR2 driver many years ago who was reputed to use that as a target. But it indicates they're new drivers to racing, so it gives anybody, if they're performing well in the race, which these two guys are, and you happen across the cars, you know that they're newcomers. It's just a little reminder that they're less experienced drivers. It looks like that's sorted at the moment, so Kieran White having a little bit of a breathing space over Luke Bannister as we go back in car with the number 20. As I say, great to see that Class B is still going, a class that started back in 2002 when Keith Chapman took the championship, and Keith reclaimed the Class B title in 2014. So on to centre straight they go, and along the straight. So it's the Class B, the second class that was introduced. Class A was the first class which started, records going back to 1997 following the official Ford Championship. But we're going back with Aaron Thompson there, Kevin Sterling, Simon Horrobin still under pressure from Nick Sanderson. Well, I say that, it looks like pressure, doesn't it, when you've got the camera front on, but there's 3 or 4 lengths between the two cars. And coming through the bomb hole, here we go back with our Class B battle. Luke Bannister still trying to close down. Bannister again with fastest lap in Class B, so he keeps putting these really fast laps together, but he just can't make the move stick on Kieran White to take the lead. So it's going to set us up for some terrific racing in future rounds. The 3rd and 4th round of the championship taking place at Silverstone, then we move to Rockingham. We're back here at Snetterton later on in the year, and then Castle Combe, Snetterton, Anglesey, Brands Hatch Festival, Formula Ford Festival, which is traditionally the last round of all things Ford. And it's always a great end to the championship year, and some drivers use the festival as an opportunity to come out and race for the first time. There's Ryan Falconbridge in the 13, and we flick across to Nathan Edwards having his senior debut, having done so well in the junior championship, and he's been a very good addition. There's Alfonso Skritska, another junior graduate involved in the battle here. But look at the lead that Sam Priest has got. A huge lead here over Aaron Thompson in second. Thompson certainly not resting on his laurels, because he's got Kevin Sterling in car number 53 keeping him very much on his toes. They come out of Agostini and down towards Hamilton, the left-hander. Simon Horrobin clear of that. Where's Nick Sanderson? Looks like Nick Sanderson's dropped away once again. I was expecting to see the race car consultant's blue livery of Nick Sanderson in the mix, but he seems to have dropped away. As we look at Aaron Thompson here at the moment, Sam Priest's best lap of 2 minutes 17.6 set on lap 2. Thompson with a 2:18.5 on lap 5, his fastest lap of the race. Kevin Sterling having done a 2:18.4, so Sterling on his best lap, slightly quicker than Thompson, and really showing notice of that. Has a look down the inside, so he's into Thompson worrying mode now, and this is going to compromise the speed of second and third place. So it's going to allow Sam Priest to move away. It may also allow Simon Horrobin to close in. The orange car, which was at the back of shot, we'll see Simon come into shot any minute now. There he is, fourth position, trying to close down. Kevin Sterling still applying the pressure in second, but it's Sam Priest who is the race leader and looking like he is going to take the win in this race. So Priest comes along centre straight, across the line, and onto what will be the last lap. Normally the races are 20 minutes, but because we had the race stoppage and restart, it's a shortened race, but normally 20-minute races with qualifying as well. And the stoppage or safety car time eats into the 20 minutes track time allotted. It means, rather than running a set number of laps, it means that the race organisers can get the exact number of races in if you apply the 20-minute rule to each formula that races. It was originally an initiative that was derived by the BRSC chairman back in the day, the late and great John Nicol, who came up with a format called Racing Ahead, which was about trying to get as many formulas on track as possible and to give them their allotted time, and if they had problems and caused safety cars and things like that, then it would eat into their track time and not detract from other formulae. And John Nicol's race organisation thinking carries forward to this day. He was very much an organiser who thought out of the box and was very much ahead of his time and left a good legacy for us in racing. It was a sad day when we lost John, but he was a big part of the BRSCC. We still remember him, and his race format here is what we've got, and it's Sam Priest still out front, goes along the Bentley straight with a very good lead. It's 6.5 seconds now over Aaron Thompson, who's still dicing with Kevin Sterling. You can see them at the back end of the straight with Simon Horrobin in fourth position. And then we look back, Nathan Edwards is in fifth, so the junior graduates are doing well. Sam Priest, of course, didn't, I don't think, have the opportunity to race in juniors, but a very noted karting exponent back in the day as well. And Priest is, by the look of it, going to take this win. So it's going to be one win for Aaron Thompson, one win for Sam Priest, and Priest's result from race number 1 was 7th. So Thompson, if things stay the way they are, will lead the championship, leaving here at Snetterton. Still leading Class D is, I think, Alistair Kellett. Yes, he is. Class A being led by Peter Dendy Sadler, but back to the overall race, and it's a win and a buzz of the pit wall for Sam Priest, who takes it. It's very close for second. Aaron Thompson's under pressure, but manages to fend off Kevin Sterling to take second. Sterling in third. Fourth place goes to Simon Horrobin from Nathan Edwards, Alfonso Skritska, then Ryan Falconbridge, Sam Oram-Jones next from Miles Baker. Alistair Kellett wins Class D. Class A is won by Peter Dendy Sadler from John Bateman, and Class B won by Kieran White from Luke Bannister. Those guys having a fantastic weekend's racing. Fastest lap confirmed there to Sam Priest.
So after the last race, how did it feel to bring it home? First place.
A lot better. A pole to a win is just perfect, and the fastest lap to top it off just makes it even better. It's good championship points, and it's a great finish for Specialised Motorsport.
It certainly was, and those restarts certainly didn't seem to unsettle you.
No, I got away on the first one, so I was a bit gutted, thinking I might not get the same lead again, but everyone behind me started battling, and I just managed to break away at the right time and start putting the quick laps, and when I started doing that, nobody could seem to catch up with me again, so I managed to keep it to the end.
No, you got away cleanly. You seemed to be having a lonely race in the end.
Yeah, towards the last few laps I just wanted to bring the car home in one piece, safe, have no dramas, so I just backed off a little bit, brought the times back down, and brought the car home in first, and we couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Well, it worked. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Aaron, congratulations, wrapping up the day on another podium.
Yeah, it was great. Been a brilliant weekend. It's our debut in the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Coming away with first and second, you really can't complain with that.
No, you certainly can't. How do you feel going into your next round?
Yeah, I'm confident. They say there is a return of the JJ Ross next weekend, but I think he's in for a shock. Looking at the times we're doing, I don't think he's going to be as dominant as he was last year.
It's going to make for interesting racing and throughout the rest of the championship, I should think.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, we come into this weekend thinking 2 top 5s would be great, and to come away with the top 2's not too bad.
You've blown that away. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on third, Kevin. Great race. And those starts, how did they feel for you?
The starts were not too bad, really. It's just the second corner's the tricky one, really. But once we all settle down into rhythm, it's just maintaining that, and it's just absolutely fantastic. But I had a real bit of excitement right on the last lap there, which was almost went my way.
So were you glad it was a curtailed, shortened race or not?
No, not at all. No, I would have gone for 35 minutes as opposed to 15 minutes. It was just fantastic.
Well, congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, it's been an eventful first outing for the Fiestas here at Snetterton this weekend, but it's certainly provided us with some exciting racing. I hope you'll join us next time.